And speaking of great people, our guest for the 4 o'clock hour has made her way into the room. A little bit of background on her. She is she hopefully, let me say, will be representing the great state of Oregon in the upcoming elections. She is running in Oregon's 5th congressional district. She is pro-Trump. That's great. Pro Second Amendment, and just a all-around great person. Angela Roman is joining us. Angela, how are you doing this afternoon?
Hit that. Take yourself off mute like I normally do, Angela.
Usually the bottom left-hand corner.
There you go. There you go. You're doing your best imitation of me.
Thank you. I'm having some AOC moments.
Totally understandable. But Angela Roman is joining us, and she has already put her name in the ring for Oregon's 5th congressional district. Angela, before we get into your campaign and how things are going, tell the Patriot Nation a little bit about yourself.
So I am not a politician. That's number one. So I got that going for me. I'm a patriot. Before anything, I'm a mother. I'm a mom of 3 wonderful young men that I'm raising to be patriotic young gentlemen. And basically, I'm someone who lives here in Oregon, and our political climate is known nationally. We are on the map of being just one of the most tyrannical, and it's a battle over here. And I'm a former walkaway. Or I am a current walkaway. I have walked away from the Democratic Party.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've seen a lot. My eyes are very wide awake. And it's just not in me to walk away from the fight for our freedom. I've walked away from the tyranny and the sheep mindset and the division that they cause that I see now. And it's in my heart to just fight and bring common sense and bring unity and bring just common sense back. We've got people that just slip out if they see you wearing anything Trump. They give you that look like you just killed their cat or something. It's like, it's not that serious, I see Hillary stickers everywhere, and I don't start convulsing and, having a panic attack. I may not agree with that woman, and I think she's very tyrannical, and I despise her, but I'm not going to go scream in somebody's face. And unfortunately, here in Oregon, if you support Trump, you get screamed at in your face.
Yeah. I would wear that as a badge of honor.
Oh, I do. I do it on purpose. Actually, I've been having some health problems, and before I went to go to the doctor yesterday, I put on my Keep America Great hat just to see what kind of things I could conjure up.
So when you're not out doing serious campaigning, you love to trigger the snowflakes, huh?
I really do. I try hard, but the reason for my triggering is because I am a patriot, and I believe in educating. I believe in coming together with like-minded patriots and holding our elected officials accountable. But one of the main things I love to do is have those tough conversations that a lot of people don't want to have. And I've been up there on the front lines in Portland with Antifa screaming in my face. And, I'm a walkaway because part of my history, I'm a former gang member, and they don't scare me. I will stand my ground. I will not inflict violence on anybody, but I will not run if it comes at me either. And I know that what I'm standing for now today is the right thing to do. Yeah. And I have God backing me. I have my children and everybody else's children's future in my mind. And that's a wonderful recipe to have, because I don't falter and I won't cower to anybody.
Good for you. So you've got a Democrat incumbent, right?
Yes.
And what has he done for the community lately?
It would be a shorter list if.
Or maybe we should rephrase that and said, what hasn't he done for the community? How about
Probably
that?
more accurate, yeah.
Yeah. So, he's a fence rider. He's done some things for agriculture. He's done a couple of things for veterans, but he has not made an impact.
Now you've got your primary comes up when, in May?
Yes, it's May 19th. One of the huge things that got me involved in this is I'm a huge advocate for our veterans, and a lot of people don't understand. Oregon is one of the 2 highest states of veteran suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've got a lot of homeless veterans on the street. We've got a screwed up VA system.
Yeah.
And, he claims he helps veterans, this and that. Well, so far, because I'm connected with quite a few congressional candidates nationwide, I am the only candidate who has made a vow and a pledge that I will donate $2,200 of my congressional salary towards veteran vital services that they need. I watched Sergeant Petrie, who is a nationwide known veteran advocate, who came here to meet with the governor and Democratic leaders about getting them the services that they need, and he was snubbed. They wouldn't even give him 5 minutes to meet with him because they were too busy in the basement advocating for the governor, Kate Brown, and the attorney general, her other puppet. They were advocating for their bill that provides protection and privacy for illegal aliens when they're applying for state services.
Right.
So it's tyrannical. They're pushing our men and women to the back who have signed a blank check for our freedoms. And I hope that I get the opportunity to be able to show and prove my word that I'm not all voice service and lip service, that I will dedicate that money.
Well, I can tell you, as a disabled Vietnam veteran, I salute you.
Oh, thank you. No, I salute you. Thank you. I mean, you all are like I said, I'm a former gang member, and I am nothing compared to what you all are. You guys deserve the utmost respect. You're the most badass people, and y'all deserve everything. And if I had it my way and I could create policy, I mean, y'all would come home with a package with a nice red bow wrapped up and everything in there. Cut the bureaucracy work,
Yeah.
That's what they're doing for illegals right now.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus package breaking the law.
Yeah, they've got it totally backwards, don't they?
Absolutely. It's a shame.
I want to take a look at, and I know there's some people in chat are asking, what cities, if any major cities, make up Oregon's 5th congressional district?
So Salem, which is, a lot of people think Portland, Oregon is the capital over here, but it's not. It's Salem. That's where the state house is. That's where I was born. I was born and raised in Salem, Oregon. It's known to be pretty liberal, but it's not as liberal as Portland. Basically, Salem is the main one that's kind of a tough one in my district. Everything else is pretty rural. They're major Trump supporters. I represent 7 counties and 77 cities, and Portland isn't one of them.
Yep.
Thank goodness, even though I'm fighting for our strong Trump supporters who are in that area. I get messages from people that tell me they're scared to put a Trump sticker on their car, and it shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't at all.
But, like I say, I've got people in my own party. I've got people in the Democratic Party that, think it's a joke that I'm running. But what they don't understand is I actually am that viable candidate. Because like I said, I was born and raised here in Salem. I have failed in Salem. I've succeeded in Salem. I am Salem. These are my people. And what I have that the other candidates don't have is I actually can go knock on anybody's door, whether it's in the hood or up in the mountains with the loggers or on the coast. I'm welcome everywhere because I'm a regular person. So
I want to. You mentioned something interesting, and about you're part of the walk away movement. I've had conversations with Brandon Straka. What one thing kind of sent you over the edge and made you take a step back and be like, you know what? I need to walk away from the Democrat Party because everything, their morals and values, well, if they have any, aren't what yours were or are. What was that last straw that kind of broke the camel's back?
So, I guess, had technically walked away from the kind of life I was living a few years prior to understanding anything politically. It really was when Trump ran in 2016 that really, really woke me up. My son, my oldest, who was in high school at the time, actually came home one day and he was like, "Mom, what do you think about Donald Trump running for president?" And my children are half Hispanic. And I kind of looked at him like, "Are you crazy? Like, what's the matter with you? He's racist," because that's what I heard on the TV. And my son was like, "No, we'll sit down. They're going to have a debate. Let's sit down and watch it together." So me and my son actually sat down and watched the first debate between President Trump and Hillary Clinton. And within the first 5 minutes, that man, I knew he was being real. I knew he was being honest. I knew he wasn't a politician. And I appreciated him telling the truth. You know, when he came out saying MS-13 are animals, he is absolutely 100% right. MS-13 are animals. And I know that to be true. And then I would see, you know, Hillary and other people get on there and say, "How could you speak that way about them?" It started making me pay even more and more attention, to the point that I shut my cable off during the election. And I got involved so much to the point, you know, I'm a former bartender. I've cleaned houses. I've worked for, you know, telemarketing, T-Mobile, just different things like that. And I got so involved that I ended up getting an opportunity, and I turned my cable off and I went to work as a policy analyst in the House of Representatives here for the state of Oregon.
Fantastic.
In the conservative side of the House.
You know, a question we've asked some of our other guests that are running for office in other areas of the country is what kind of feedback are you getting from the Republican National Committee?
You know, I think it's cookie cutter answers. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I am running as a Republican. I am a Republican. I consider myself more a constitutional conservative than anything. Okay. However, you know, anyone that runs under that title, we just don't have the numbers. So, you know, I know my former campaign manager has reached out to them, and I've gone through some of the emails, and it's the same basic cookie cutter answer. I'm actually going to be in Washington, D.C. next month, or this month, for CPAC. I leave in a couple of weeks. Cool. And I've been wanting to get an opportunity to meet with them in person, but because I'm not out there saying, "Hey, give me your money," and holding all these raffles and worried more about fundraising, I'm not being looked at as a serious candidate. But I'm here to prove that it's supposed to be we the people for the people, and it's the vote that matters. And I actually care about the people I'm going to be representing. You know, the timber unity movement, that's huge over here. Blue collar, regular people, that's my district. And I don't want their money. You know, I need some of it. I'm not going to lie. You know, it takes gas to travel my district and stuff like that, but I'm trying to fight to put more money back in their pockets. And at the end of the day, all I need from them is their vote, and that doesn't cost anything. So it's been a little difficult, but just get me in the room with someone and let me talk to them. That's all I need.
Yeah, definitely. You know, running a campaign, it takes a lot of time, and unfortunately, in this day and age, it takes a lot of money as well. So, you know, hopefully both of those can be fulfilled for you. When you're walking in Oregon's 5th district, what are some of the issues that you're hearing from the residents that live there that are not currently being addressed by the current representative?
A lot of it boils down to some of the main issues, you know, with immigration. a lot of people I've had conversations, they're tired of being pushed to the back. They're tired of being overtaxed for these sensationalists, the climate change, our governor, with her open border policy, welcome all refugees, welcome all illegals. I got a lot of complaints about that. Mainly just a lot of the overtaxation, the cap and trade that's coming up that they're going to try to force upon us again. That's going to cripple our entire state. And a lot of people are worried about that.
Angela, what is the, in your opinion, what's been the reaction of people in your district to the impeachment proceedings and how it was conducted, especially by the House Democrats?
I speak to everybody, no matter what letter behind their name, and I can tell you that 99% of the consensus is people from all sides of the aisle are fed up with it. They understand that it's a sham. They want people to get back for work, even if it's people I don't agree with that want them to get on top of the climate change thing or whatever. They're frustrated because they know that all of these shenanigans are pushing off what we elected our people to get in there and do. And they see that it's a sham, and a lot of people honestly believe, this is an election year. If people aren't satisfied with what's going on, stop throwing a tantrum and let the people vote. Let our voice be heard. We'll tell you how we feel. And unfortunately, like Pelosi and all them come out saying they don't believe that we're informed enough to make a vote. Well, then that's a problem. That's tyranny. That's not what they were elected there to do. We elect representatives to go and represent us, not their personal agenda, not their hyper-sensationalism, just so that they can stay in office and stay in power. They are acting like the British back in the day. And unfortunately, if they keep it up, we're going to end up right back on 1776 level.
I have a question from our YouTube chat. If you are blessed enough to win the election coming up here, first of all, your primary in March, I think you said, and then the general election, and then general election in November, where do you stand on probably two hot topics that you would probably hit Washington the ground running, the Second Amendment and then immigration as well?
Yes, absolutely. So as far as the Second Amendment shall not be infringed means exactly that. Our forefathers knew what they were doing when they wrote that. Shall not is to be upheld in the court of law as it is. Finito, kaput, like leave it alone. There's no discussion on it. I understand there's people out there that are scared of firearms, and I would never force them to get one. At the same respect, I would appreciate that they stop trying to force that I should not have one. Because I guarantee if we are near a school or a grocery store or a movie theater, I'm Molan Lave. I don't care what a politician in a suit or a dress says. We have these unconstitutional gun laws. I go by the Constitution. And if I have to go to jail every time for it, I will, and I have. And my current opponent tries to use it against me, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous because, we all say we won't comply. Well, I don't just talk about it. And I will fight to repeal. The main thing that I really want to work on is repealing the no guns in school zone. That has done nothing but leave our children as sitting ducks. It was one of the worst policies in United States history, and it has got to go. As far as immigration, this is America. This is the best country in the world. I understand why everybody wants to come here. God bless my children's ancestors who did, like I said, my three boys, I'm Italian by descent. My ancestors came here. We did it the right way. They're half Hispanic blood. They're beautiful. This is a wonderful melting pot of a country, but you've got to come here the right way. You got to do it legally. It cannot be a free for all. I kind of differ a little on my opponent. He wants to put a 10-year freeze on the border, meaning absolutely no asylum, no work visas or anything. And to me, that's just hogwash. I mean, Donald J. Trump can't even get that accomplished. So for my primary opponent to think he can, he's just absolutely ridiculous. I believe if you've come here illegally and you know you have, you need to go back. When it comes to the DACA kids, I don't agree with how Obama had it set up. You know, he gave them an opportunity and they didn't take advantage of that opportunity because there was no accountability if they didn't. And so I believe, you know, give them a year or two, say, okay, you know what? Obama's gone. Stepdaddy Trump, as I like to refer him to, the one that comes in and is like, all right, this is how it's going to go now. Let me work with Trump. Let's give them an opportunity. You know, you were born here. I'm not going to hold that on anybody. But you're going to get it done. You're going to apply. And if you haven't applied within a year or two, guess what? You're gone. Nobody feels bad for you. You have no excuse. You will not be enabled anymore. And you are not any more entitled than anybody in this country, period. We have homeless veterans and people that need to be taken care of.
Yeah, two spot on answers. Like I said, going through your Twitter and your website that you have, you're definitely pro Second Amendment, pro Trump agenda. The last question that I have is, how much media coverage have you received? Outside of us here on the Patriot Soapbox, who else has contacted you about media?
So one of my first ones, I was on the John Frederick show. That's a national one, a radio show. I've been on Campaign Corner with Sherry Wassell. I've done Lars Larson. He's national and local. I've been on his radio show a couple times, one for my candidacy and one for, I'm a chief petitioner to repeal driver's licenses for illegal aliens here in Oregon. So I don't just talk about fighting for my Oregon constituents. I'm actually boots on the ground and doing it while being a single mom, while running for federal office. I've done, gosh, I'd have to go back and look through. I've done, some local radio shows. I did a really good one with KSLM, the We the People show. That was a good 45-minute long, one of the best ones I'm proud of. As far as like Fox News and Hannity and all that, I'm not going to lie. I try to tag them and be like, hey, here I am. But, no one's reached out to me yet. I got to meet Candace Owens. That was great. I'm just trying. I'm just boots on the ground, and I'm just trying to get people's attention and let them know, hey, there's an actual candidate that's in the race whose heart is in the right place and a real patriot, and it is what it is. God's guiding me to where I need to go, and he'll put in my path who he feels needs to be here. So.
Well, I know we've got a lot of people from the Oregon and also generally the Pacific Northwest that are members of the Patriot Soapbox. How would they get in touch with you? You have a website, a campaign site?
I do. Currently, it's under construction. I did have to let go my campaign. I've let go 2 campaign managers, so I am like Trump now. I've got a great new campaign manager. My campaign is still very much intact. I never give up. So if you go to AngelaRomanForOregon.com, it'll take you to my website. It'll tell you how I feel about the issues. There's a donate link. I am signed up with WinRed. So if you donate to me, a portion of it goes to help the Republican administration, period. Helps out Trump. And, I'm really grateful that you guys allowed me to come on here. I know you've been trying to connect with me for a minute. I've been having some health issues, so been dealing with that. But I appreciate every opportunity. You can follow me at Roman for Oregon on Twitter. On Facebook, I've been starting to go a lot more live. On Fridays, I'm doing now what's called Freedom Fridays, where I just talk to the people. You're welcome to hit I want to join your live feed with you. I don't consider this my campaign. It's our campaign. I'm just a vessel of the people, and I love Oregon, period, and I'm here to fight for it, and I'm never going away.
Well, as Patriotsky was saying, we do have people that are mods on here that do live out in the West Coast, the Washington, Oregon area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass along your information to them and see if they can help you out as well.
Thank you. I'd really appreciate that. I know I'm representing Oregon's 5th district, but I like to make it clear I'm fighting for everybody, and that does include Washington, too. I actually just toured the Tillamook Cheese Factory in my district, and I had a long conversation with a couple from Washington, and they were like, even though we can't vote for you, we're sharing your name. Like, God bless you. We need more of you. So.
Well, Angela, I hope that you said your primary is in March, correct?
It's May 19th.
May 19th. Well, I hope that you can defeat whoever runs against you, and then hopefully we can get you back on and get you over the hump in November, because I think you would be an excellent representative in not only the great state of Oregon, but in their 5th congressional district as well. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule of being a mom and a non-career politician to join us. And we always tell everybody when we end interviews on here that once you're on the Patriot soapbox, you are now a family member. So just keep that in mind as well.
Hey, as an Italian, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. And that's Angela Roman for Oregon.com. And then you can find her on Twitter at Roman for Oregon. So Angela, again, thank you for joining us, taking time out of your day, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. God bless you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
And thank you again for your service.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely.